Have you ever dropped something in your house and heard it land somewhere completely different? Or had your keys disappear only to reappear in the exact spot you swore you checked? Most people blame forgetfulness, but in a lot of cultures, that's not forgetfulness at all. That's your house spirit. A tiny, unseen roommate who's been living with you long before you ever signed a lease. Alrighty. Buckle up, buttercups. So today we're talking about the ones who sweep your floors, steal your socks, protect your home, or cause absolute chaos if you piss them off.
I can see it.
Yep. And I'm Ashley.
I'm Denisha.
And this is the
Afterlife Hotline.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Welcome or welcome back. And talking about some little house spirits today.
So I actually have a story for these.
Perfect.
I can do it after you've gone through.
Okay.
Because I don't know, as soon as you said what it was, I will never forget this story. It's not even really that interesting, but it is at the same time. So yeah.
I'm excited. House spirits are some of the oldest supernatural beings in human folklore. They show up in Europe, Asia, Africa, and Americas, everywhere. And what's wild is how similar they are across the cultures. They're usually described as small, human-like beings, invisible unless they chose to be seen, deeply tied to the home's energy, protective but temperamental. That seems to be the running theme with them. Historically, people believe these house spirits were ancestors or the spirits of the first people who ever lived on the land. Others believe they were nature spirits who moved indoors when humans built homes. They're probably like, ooh, nice. Thank you for building a home.
Yeah. Thank you for this offering.
Right. Common traits across the cultures is they hate disorder. They punish laziness. They reward respect. They take offense easily, and they love offerings. In medieval Europe, people genuinely believed that if you moved houses, your house spirit might follow you, or refuse to, leaving you unprotected. Some families even perform rituals to invite their house spirit to move with them, like carrying a burning ember from the old hearth to the new one. That's cool. I like that. I would want to keep my house spirit as long as it was nice. First, brownies are one of the most documented house spirits in folklore. Their appearance is small, brown-skinned, or shaggy-haired. They... Racist. You know? I didn't come up with the name, okay? They work at night, fix broken tools, sweep floors, tend to animals, and eat leftover porridge or bread. They're extremely sensitive, and a brownie will leave forever if
it's freed from its owner.
Dobby received a sock. They're extremely sensitive. A brownie will leave forever if you thank it, you insult it, you try to pay it, or you give it clothes. So Dobby.
Brownies being
basically
sensitive.
just don't be nice to them. Oh. The clothing rule is ancient. It's called giving a brownie its freedom. This is where the Dobby trope originally came from.
That makes sense, especially with her history of...
In the 1500s, a Scottish family claimed their brownie braided the horses' manes every night. When a visitor mocked the braids, the brownie overheard it and left. The horses were found tangled and wild the next morning.
I'd be mad as fuck. Like, why would you insult my brownie?
Braiding pretty braids into my horse's mane.
Brownie for my brownie.
Oh my god. If a brownie is mistreated, it can transform into a Bogart, a violent, chaotic house spirit.
That's in Harry Potter too.
That breaks dishes, spoils food, pulls blankets off sleepers, mimics voices, and some families believe Bogarts were brownies who snapped.
You say ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
That's how you...
Oh!
It's in Prisoner of Azkaban.
Got it.
Because
I was so confused.
In Prisoner of Azkaban, it turns into your worst fear. But they can be found in items like throughout your house. Like
Wait, isn't that what they do with the mirror thing? Or it comes out of like the box?
It comes out of a dresser.
Oh, that's right.
And because like Ron's is the spider, so when he says ridiculous,
Harry's was the snake. Oh, no,
the
Harry's was
Dementor.
the Dementor.
And Neville's was Snape in his grandmother's clothing.
But yeah. So the next one is Duendes. These ones I find very interesting. They're the Latin American and Filipino.
We've talked.
Yes. Latin American duendes in Mexico and Central America, duendes are believed to live in forests or abandoned houses, steal small objects, tap on walls, hide children's toys, leave tiny muddy footprints, and parents used duende stories to keep kids from wandering into the woods. In some areas, duendes whistle to communicate. If you whistle back, you're acknowledging them and inviting them closer. In the Philippines, duendes are divided into white duendes, which are helpful. Oh my god, this sounds so bad. Black duendes, which are harmful. Oh my god. Philippines did it, not me. Not me. Not me. What the fuck?
You are the white lady.
So they are divided in between helpful and harmful ones. They're believed to live in mounds, trees, under houses, or inside walls. If you disturb their home, even accidentally, they can cause illness, bad luck, and nightmares. People say tabby tabby po, which means excuse me passing through, when walking near mounds to avoid offending them. Many modern sightings describe small shadows darting behind furniture, tapping inside walls, objects moved to high shelves, and children talking to the little friends no one else can see. Fuck that. No thank you. Now, in the Slavic countries, they have the Domovoi. 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 The Domovoi is one of the most respected house spirits in the world. They are usually small, bearded old men, covered in hair, sometimes with glowing eyes, and sometimes taking the form of a cat or a dog. Oh, you're grabbing your little man. Is this your Domovoi? Domovoi? I don't know how to pronounce it. Oh my god. The Domovoi is a protector, but also a strict judge. If I am also saying that word incorrectly, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. He forgives you.
Okay, cool. He reacts strongly to fighting in the home, neglect, disrespect, or laziness. If he's pleased, he'll help with the chores, guard the home, warn of danger. And if he's angry, he'll make noises at night, hide objects, pull hair, and sit on your chest while you sleep. Don't do that. Don't do that.
He is pulling hair, though.
His own tail.
Yeah.
Oh my god. If a Domovoi appears physically, it's almost always a warning. Some stories say he appears before a death in the family. The traditional offerings include bread, milk, salt, and a warm place by the stove. Some families kept a special corner of the house just for him.
I would.
Now in Germany, they have ones that are called Kobolds. Kobolds are some of the most unpredictable house spirits. There are 3 main types. House kobolds live in the homes. Mine kobolds live in mines. And ship kobolds live on boats. They help with the chores but are extremely moody. They hate being watched, being mocked, being given bad food, and being ignored.
Me!
So I was about to say pretty much us. Miners believe kobolds caused strange knocking sounds, sudden cave-ins, and disappearing tools. But they also warn miners of danger by tapping on the walls.
Hash brown!
Him and his brother are just the same. True story, the kobold was called Heinzelmann. He was a famous kobold in the 1500s who lived with a noble family. He cooked, cleaned, sang songs, and told jokes. But when someone tried to trap him in a box, he set the house on fire and vanished.
I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this fire.
They can appear as a small boy, a cat, a flame, a shadow, or they stay invisible. They're shapeshifters, which makes them one of the most unpredictable house spirits.
What if now, if you follow us on our own personal social media, you know her and I have an obsession with mini blind boxes. What if those are house spirits?
They could be. That's why people have like some weird feelings about Labubus.
And then like you can move their eyes
and shit. Yeah, once I found out that their eyes could move, I was like, holy fuck. Because we both opened them up separately. And mine was all like wall-eyed. And I was like, what the fuck? This looks nothing like your face on the box. And then I was like, I wonder. And I pushed its eye and it moved. And I was just like, and I texted her. I was like, their eyes move. And she goes, no fucking way. Oh my God, they do. And I was just like, well, at least mine's not wall-eyed anymore.
Yeah.
It looks somewhat normal. All right. Some house spirits encounters didn't stop in the 1800s. People still report them today, and the patterns match the old folklore almost perfectly. These stories blend historical accounts, documented folklore, and modern witness reports. This one's called The Helpful Something. The story comes from a woman in rural Wales in the early 1900s, but versions of it appear everywhere. She lived alone after her husband passed. Every morning, she'd wake up to find her dishes had been washed, ashes swept from the hearth, firewood stacked neatly, and her boots cleaned and placed by the door. She assumed she was doing it and forgetting it until one night she stayed awake. Around 3:14 a.m., she heard soft footsteps, the scrape of a chair, and the clink of dishes. She peeked into the kitchen and saw nothing, but the broom was moving on its own, sweeping in slow, deliberate strokes. She whispered, "Thank you." The broom stopped midair, fell to the floor, and the activity never happened again. Folklorists point out thanking a house spirit is the fastest way to make it leave. The missing keys. What? I wonder why they don't like to be thanked. Maybe they just don't like to be acknowledged.
Well, it could be that they don't like to be acknowledged, but it could also be the closing of the circle, almost like they're completing an act, and so
that's true. I would feel so rude if I had one and I never thanked it.
I'd be like, "Listen, I can't say it because you'll go away, but you know what I'm thinking."
Yeah. Yeah.
I appreciate you.
It'd probably still go away. Oh.
I appreciate my lack of having to do things.
Yeah. You're the best. You go, dude.
Keep little rock star.
This one's called The Missing Keys. This one is from a man in New Mexico who kept losing his keys, always in the same room, always in the same way. He'd set them down, turn around, and they'd be gone. One day, frustrated, he said out loud, "Okay, whoever keeps taking my keys, stop." The next morning, the keys were placed perfectly centered on his pillow, like someone had carefully arranged them. This matches the classic duende behavior, taking something small, hiding it, and then returning it in a dramatic or symbolic way. In some traditions, this is a test, a way for the spirit to see if you'll acknowledge it. This one is the wall knocker. A family in Poland reported tapping inside their walls every night at the same time, 2:23 a.m. Always 3 taps, always in the same rhythm. They assumed it was pipes or animals, but during renovations they opened the wall. Nothing. No pipes, no nests, no wiring. That night, with the wall open, the tapping continued, coming from the empty space. This lines up with the Domovoi lore. They knock to warn the family of danger, or to express displeasure. The family later admitted that they had been arguing constantly during that period, and the tapping stopped when the household calmed down. Basically telling y'all to shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it.
Figure your shit out, but do it quietly.
Exactly. The shadow in the corner. A woman in the Philippines reported seeing a small shadow dart between furniture. Her child kept talking to the little man who sits by the shoe rack. One night, she left a piece of bread on a plate just to see what would happen. In the morning, the bread was gone. The plate was clean, and there were tiny muddy footprints leading away from it. This is the classic duende behavior, accepting offerings, leaving physical traces, and interacting with children more than the adults. And the last one, the heavy sleeper. In Slavic folklore, a domovoi sometimes sits on the person's chest to warn them of danger. I've also heard of ones that will sit on your chest to, they're like sleep paralysis demons,
yeah,
to like suffocate you. So that's interesting.
I wonder if they're like
the good and evil ones?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like gone rogue.
Ooh, probably. Probably. Modern reports sound exactly like sleep paralysis, but with a twist. A man in Serbia described waking up unable to move, feeling a heavy weight on his chest. He said he saw a small, hairy figure sitting on him, staring silently. I cannot imagine waking up and just seeing a little man just like
at least say something.
Like, God.
Just imagine.
No.
His little creepy beady eyes.
Good on you for warning me of danger, but
could you do it nicer?
Yeah, in a better way. The next day, a fire broke out in the building next door. Historically, Domovoi appearances were believed to be omens, not attacks, which that's good. If you think you've got a house spirit or you just want to keep the vibes peaceful, here's a traditional rulebook. These practices come from centuries of folklore across Europe, Asia, and the Americas. Do keep the house tidy. House spirits hate clutter. Well, you're going to hate my apartment.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm going to like my place.
And almost every culture, disorder is seen as disrespect. Well, I'm just disrespectful as fuck, apparently. A messy home equals an irritated spirit. A tidy home equals a cooperative one. This is why so many stories involve spirits cleaning. They're restoring the balance. Do leave offerings. Different cultures recommend different offerings, but the most common are bread, milk, honey, porridge, a warm spot by the fire. Offerings should be small, symbolic, not lavish. Too much can offend them. Do speak respectfully. You don't have to talk to them directly, but if you do, keep it polite. House spirits respond to tone more than words. Never yell at them, never mock them, and never challenge them. Don't thank them. This is one of the strangest universal rules. In many traditions, thanking a house spirit is like saying, "You've done enough, you can go." So essentially what you were saying. And they will. Don't give them clothes. This is an ancient lore. Giving a house spirit clothing frees it. It's seen as payment, and payment is an insult. This is why brownies leave forever if you give them a cloak or a shirt. Or a
Dobby
sock.
is a free elf.
Or a sock. Don't try to trap them. This is the fastest way to turn a helpful spirit into a destructive one. The Heinzelmann story, the kobold who burned down a house after someone tried to trap him, is the most famous example. House spirits value autonomy above everything. Don't ignore the signs. If you start noticing tapping, missing objects, cold spots, sudden bad luck, nightmares, animals acting strangely, folklore says that the spirit is trying to get your attention. A small offering or a respectful acknowledgement usually resets the energy. So, house spirits have been part of the human homes for thousands of years, from brownies to duendes to domovoi to kobolds. Whether they protect us, test us, or just steal our keys, every culture agrees on one thing. We are rarely as alone as we think. So, tonight, if something shifts in the corner of your eye, or you hear a tap in the wall, or an object turns up somewhere strange, maybe it wasn't an accident. Maybe it was just your house spirit saying hello. I like to think I have some house spirits.
I know.
I do have a lot of shit that goes missing, but I blame that on ADHD.
I know. Brenna has one.
Yeah.
Because...
oh, is this a story you were going to tell?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So in 8th grade, when we were clearing out our lockers and stuff, I don't remember why I gave it to her, but I had handed her one of my notebooks that was a notebook between me and my then boyfriend. And so she had it. She took it home. And if I remember correctly, it was then placed in her closet in like a little slot between like her shoe rack or whatever she had.
It went to the void.
Yeah, it was put somewhere and it stayed there. And what was supposed to happen was the next time we would hang out, I was going to then take it home. The next time we hang out comes around and it's gone. It's not where she put it. And it goes missing for years.
Literally
I'm talking
almost like what, 6, 7
yeah, 6 or
years?
7 years. Me and this boyfriend have since broken up. Like there's just, it's gone. It's gone with the wind. The relationship's gone with the wind. There's no need for it, right? And I don't remember how she comes across it. I don't know if she was tidying or like trying to like
I think she's trying to declutter
and stuff like that. And she comes across it, but it's in the spot that she put it when she first had it.
And it wasn't there before.
It wasn't there before because her, I, and you, we all three were looking whenever we were together. And I remember it was a yellow spiral notebook. And so she gives it to me. Now, again, Me and this guy have since broken up. It's high school. We want nothing to do.
I have a theory when you're done.
I kind of have one too. And so I don't know. I think it's just funny because it was gone and then it showed up.
Mm-hmm.
But my theory is because we stayed together because that was 8th grade. We stayed together all of 9th grade and then broke up like right at the beginning of 10th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it resurfaced whenever I was healed enough to then see it again.
That was my theory.
Because I remember distinctly, I also had a box in my closet that was full of the stuff that he had given me, and full of old letters and notes and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I have no doubt that it resurfaced because I was in a space where I could then be like, oh, wow, what the fuck was wrong with us?
In a space where it's like you come in contact with it again and you don't spiral.
Yeah,
or you
it's
don't,
not
like,
a like,
break
oh my
down.
God.
You're just like, huh, okay, well, there that is.
Because she gave it to me. I think I flipped through it and I read.
Because you were with Chris at this point, right?
Yeah. I read some of it because I was just like, what were we talking about in 8th grade? And
was it just one that you guys like passed
yeah,
back and forth?
It was our way of being able to pass notes without passing notes because, teachers would take notes.
Yeah.
It's in a notebook. It looks like you're taking notes.
Yeah.
Big brain.
Damn, it was from 8th grade.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, because we got together, and I remember this because this was my first like.
Holy shit!
Legitimate.
So that's been over 14 years ago.
Yeah, he was my first legitimate boyfriend. We were together for 2.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably cut most of that out, but Brenna has a house spirit, and it took my 8th grade boyfriend and I's notebook that we used to pass notes, and then it resurfaced years and years and years and years and years later after him and I broke up. And that was my story.
Yeah. I've also find too that if you lose something and if you ask nicely out loud, just say like, "Hey, can I have this back?" It'll
show up.
It'll
usually.
show up eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's how I was with my St. Christopher. I had lost it for a little bit of a time. I couldn't find it. And I remember freaking out. Like I was having a meltdown over this necklace. And I think Shaggy he was in Seattle he must have been in Seattle at this point. And I remember because he had just visited. And so I had texted him to ask like if it had maybe got like in his backpack or something. And he had left one of his rings with a religious scripture on it on accident. And I was just holding it until the next time he visited. Mm-hmm. And I remember distinctly, he was like, calm down, breathe, go grab the ring, read it, like actually soak it in and breathe. I don't remember what the scripture was now. Mm-hmm. I think it was John something. I don't know. But anyway, I do that. I calm myself down. And literally the next place I look, the necklace is found.
You found it.
It was in my camera bag.
Wow. Yeah. I had, whenever we went to go visit Steven's family, I had lost my iPad pencil.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea where it went. And we were staying in their room at the time. And his mom, I don't remember which saint it was, but apparently if you say like a certain saint, you're like, so-and-so, can you bring back what I've lost or something like that. And literally the next place that I checked,
it was there.
It was found. It somehow fell into her drawer of her side table, which I never got into. It was just sitting in her drawer. And I'm like,
house spirits, man.
I'm like, oh, I never opened up that top drawer because there's nothing in there for me. Like, it's not mine. But yeah, it was weird. So, have y'all ever had anything missing and had it turned back up or had, little things like that happen throughout? It kind of reminds me of the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Let us know if you've had any house spirits or know any stories about any house spirits. It makes me think of Howl's Moving Castle, although it was his heart, not really a house spirit.
Yeah. Calcifer?
Yep.
Yeah.
But let us know.
And if you have any of those and you want to send them to us, and that way we can read them, you can send them to theafterlifehotline@gmail.com. And then if you would like to like and comment, subscribe, all of the things on all of our socials right here. And with that,
keep one foot in the living world
and one ear on the line.
Bye.